Good morning. I'm running a little late today. Here we are. We'll see if anybody shows up. All right. Oops. We're struggling today, Joyce. Whoa, there we go. All right. That's going to make you dizzy. Ooh, I muted myself. We're on the struggle bus today. My hair, that's where I've been. I went and got a haircut this morning. So I'm almost late this morning. But I'm not. I'm on here. We're here. So a couple of you have made it. And we'll get started here. I'm trying to fix this, though. It needs to be a little higher, doesn't it? You guys bear with me, okay? We're working on making some adjustments here. Dear. There. How's that? That's a little better. All right. So yes, I had went and got all my hairs cut today, and running a little late, and I didn't have time to get back home, so I made it here. So we're on here today, and it's Thursday. Just to let you know, I will not be on here tomorrow. My wife and I are going on an adventure tomorrow. She needs to get a part for her sewing machine, or some attachments anyway for the sewing machine, and that is in Cheyenne. So we will not be on here tomorrow, but yes, Missy, today is Throat Punch Thursday. Have you throat punched anybody yet today? Oh, that's good. We do like that. All right. Well, not much going on in the world of the politicians, other than and I don't blame him. Trump is just roasting the guy that sets the interest rates, and he just flat refuses to drop the interest rates. They have raped and pillaged the American people for 4 years with brain dead Biden. They continue to try to do so now and lower the interest rates. The economy will explode when it does. I do believe that. And they know that. And that's why they won't do that. It is ridiculous what homes cost already, just in the price of the home, and then with the ridiculousness of the interest rates on top of that. Anyway, all right, enough of that junk. Let's get into what's important. What does God's word have to say? And I don't mean to start this off negatively, but it kind of hit home today as I was reading this. The last chapter of 2 Samuel, and we're coming to the end of David's life. And sometimes you might think that as you get older that you got it made, and that all is well, and you can kind of coast into the rest of, into the sunset, and you've won your victories, and there are no more battles. And may I say, it doesn't matter how old we are, we're still in the battle. So don't forget that, and stay in the battle, and stay focused, and keep your eyes on the Lord, because we can all mess up. Here's David right at the end of his life. He decides to go out and number all of Israel, and he was told not to do that. And even Joab, who, didn't really seem to mind breaking rules, he even went to David and said, David, you don't want to do this. And he did it anyway. And this is what it says in verse 10. And David's heart smote him after that he had numbered the people. And David said unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly in that I have done, and now I beseech thee, O Lord, take away the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. And isn't it the worst feeling in the world when, as it says here, that and David's heart smote him after that he had numbered the people? I was thinking of that and just giving thought to that conviction that when we do something, and we ought to be thankful for it, for one thing. Thankful that we do have conviction in our hearts, to be thankful that that God loves us enough to say, hey, you're not going to get away with that, and you need to get it right in your life. But that's just a terrible feeling. And David's heart smote him after that he had numbered the people. And then, do you know what we should do then? We really should do the same thing that David did. In verse 14, and David said unto Gad, who was a prophet that came to him, said, hey, you have messed up, and now you have to pay the consequences of your sin, right? And gave him the three choices of famine, or getting chased out of the off his throne again, like with Absalom, or the third one was a pestilence in the 3 days of pestilence in the land. And this is what he said. And David said unto Gad, I am in a great strait. Let us fall now into the hand of the Lord, for his mercies are great, and let me not fall into the hand of man. When we look at the holiness of God and his righteousness and his power, we see his wrath. We have all kinds of recordings of that in what God can do. But how thankful, truly thankful we ought to be that here we have, that we can throw ourselves into the hands of God and know that he shows mercy, and that he shows more mercy than mankind. And how thankful we ought to be for his mercies every day, his goodnesses every day, and truly how grateful we ought to be for God and what he does. And best action to take is to throw yourself at the mercies of God. And when we do wrong, throw yourselves at the mercies of God. And each and every day, let's stay focused on that. And then another thing that I saw in this same passage, then he goes to God and says, what can I do? And God says, I want you to build me an altar, and go to this certain threshing floor, and there build an altar, right? So he goes to the man that owns the property, and the guy says, sure, you can even have the property. I don't want it if that's the case, and you can have it. And this is what he said, what David told this man. And the king said unto Araunah, nay, but I will surely buy it of thee at a price. Neither will I offer burnt offerings unto the Lord my God of that which doth cost me nothing. So David bought the threshing floor and the oxen for 50 shekels of silver. And David built there an altar unto the Lord, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. And so the Lord was entreated for the land, and the plague was stayed from Israel. And so here's my thought. It sure seems to me that genuine worship, sincere surrender, and sold out discipleship has a cost. And we ought to be willing to pay that. We truly ought to be willing to make certain that it costs us something. And it does. If it, genuine worship of God and discipleship and surrender, putting him first in our lives, it costs something. And it means that there are certain places we don't go. There are certain things we don't do. There are things that are prioritized that we do not leave that priority or let that priority take second place, but we keep those priorities in first place where they ought to be. And we need to be willing to do that. And when people get that way, then that's when you see God really start using them for, great things in their lives and to make an impact on other people. And it truly is a powerful thing to see when someone is truly genuine, sold out, and surrendered to God, and you find God to do great things with that. And with that, Psalm 123 goes right along with that of how we ought to stay focused on our worship to God and on who he is and what he does. Look, this is what he tells us. He says, "Unto thee lift I up mine eyes, O thou that dwellest in the heavens. Behold, as the eyes of servants look unto the hand of their masters, and as the eyes of a maiden unto the hand of her mistress, so our eyes wait upon the Lord our God, until that he have mercy upon us. Have mercy upon us, O Lord, have mercy upon us, for we are exceedingly filled with contempt. Our soul is exceedingly filled with the scorning of those that are at ease, and with the contempt of the proud." And Satan is always trying to keep us distracted, and the world system is always trying to keep you distracted and trying to tempt you in areas of your life and trying to drag you down. And we need to stay focused. And as we stay focused and as we keep our priorities what they ought to be, we see God do some great things. And let's stay after that and stay focused on those things. And then the last thing it kind of goes along with that, but in Proverbs 16:21 through 23 says, "The wise in heart shall be called prudent," which means that they are not only wise up here, but they're also smart in how they live and the things that they're doing, the decisions they make, right? And shall be prudent. And the sweetness of the lips increaseth learning. Now, as I was giving thought to this, I wrote in my own journal, what am I learning and what am I teaching? And so here, we need to remember verse 20, "He that handleth a matter wisely shall find good." We need to handle matters wisely. Now, those who are wise shall be called prudent, and the sweetness of the lips increaseth learning. Understanding is a wellspring unto him that hath it, but the instruction of fools is folly. What are we instructing? Are we truly teaching the right path and helping people down that path? And the heart of the wise teacheth his mouth, and addeth learning to his lips. If there's something to learn from this devotion today, is what am I learning and what am I teaching? Am I encouraging others, or am I dragging them down? Am I leading them to the wellspring of life and showing them the the love of Christ and encouraging them, or am I dragging them down? And it's in an attitude, right? It's in a disposition. It's what we need to work at. And look, my devotions, my problems, all right? These, it's like an opening every day in a little bit into my heart to share with you guys the problems that I have. I mean, this is what I'm getting from this. You may read it and God show you something completely different, but disposition is important, and we need to have the right one, and we need to work on that. I need to work on that, and I need to make sure that my mouth is teaching good things, godly things, rather than dragging people down. So we have enough of that. All the news, both sides of it, all they do is drag everybody down. They want to keep you in turmoil. And, well, that's why it's just called the news, and that's why the gospel is called the good news. Let's share the good news, all right? So, all right, it's Thursday, guys. Throat Punch Thursday. Missy, if you're going to work today, you be nice to people. Dan Curalo, you be nice too. No Throat Punch Thursday for you guys. You guys behave yourselves. So it's a good day today. Let's get out, tell somebody about Jesus. Don't forget, won't be on here tomorrow. Teresa and I are going on an adventure. So, but be in your spot on Sunday. It's going to be a great day. Looking forward to it. And God bless you guys and have a great day today.